What up, everybody? How you guys doing? I never asked that question. Thank you guys yet again for 225 subscribers. I really, really appreciate it. Um, Hopefully, by the end of the year, we'll be at 300 or more. We'll see. It's been quite a journey, and I really appreciate it. Um, Tonight, I watched Immaculate with the Immaculate Sydney Sweeney herself. Um, I'm not really into these types of movies. I'm not really into religious Catholic like horror movies, and there's been a lot of them. The Omen being one of them. That's why I haven't reviewed it. When it comes on streaming, I might watch it, but I don't really feel like paying money to go see it, even though I do like supporting the theaters. Um, the only reason I checked this out, number one, yeah, Sydney Sweeney. I'll admit, I'm not gonna lie. And number two, the trailer didn't look too bad, but I wasn't sure. I was gonna go to the movies and see it, but I found another way to watch it. And number three, I would say, is if you don't like these movies and you want to, watch one that isn't so heavy-handed and with a agenda, not even that, just stupid amount of jump scares and there's a couple I can think of, but I can't remember the names. But there is a few movies like in that kind of religious horror universe, kind of that are just really disposable, like The Nun. There we go. There's a couple of them, but this one does something different, and it really takes its time to build up the story. It's only an hour and a half. It's really easy to sit through. I didn't check my phone once. I was pretty sucked into the movie. And when it ended, I was like, damn, that went by fast. But most importantly, the acting from Sydney Sweeney is actually really good. Her dialogue is well delivered. I don't think she got like the best to work with. Like, I think a lot of the other characters have more interesting lines. She's more the one that's listening, or she's the one that's screaming, one or the other. But she has a really good horror girl, scream. Really good. And you can tell how much effort she put into it. And there's a lot of screaming in this movie, so be aware, especially from her. But she does a really good job. It didn't really get annoying. She just did a good. That's hard to do. A a good old fashioned cry for help kind of scream in horror movies like they would do in like the old Halloweens, and you just get that iconic horror feeling vibe to it, kind of. So I really appreciated that. I really liked the atmosphere and the vibe of the movie. The dialogue was very well delivered. I watched it with subtitles. Um, some of it is in Italian, but it wasn't coming up for me, so I had to turn them on. But really good dialogue, interesting. It brings you in the story nice and easily. They don't throw too much information at you at the beginning, and throughout the movie, you get more hints to go on and just keep you engaged with the mystery. And that's something that they really did well here. I wouldn't say the third act 100% paid off for me. I liked aspects of it. Some aspects I didn't like, but the first two acts of the movie are really good. Not a lot of like killing and all that. It's just a lot of suspense and build up. But when that's done right, that can be some of the best parts in the movie, and that is the case here. I think the first two acts are the best. Like I just said, the third act I'm kind of 50-50 on. I'm still thinking about it because I just watched it. So overall, good acting. Cinematography is great. Some really nice shots, and a really, really creepy score. It really suits the movie really well. Um, there is a few things plot wise I'm confused about, but it's not like making me hate the movie or anything. I'm still trying to figure it out in my head, trying to figure it out for myself before I look it up on YouTube. And yeah, other than the third act, I don't really have any other complaints other than if you haven't seen the movie, I guess it's kind of a spoiler. But the basic premise of the movie is, you know, she goes to a different Catholic nun. It's like more of like a caretaker home for nuns that are getting old, kind of like a retirement home, and they're there to take care of them as nuns. And something happens to her along the way. I'm not going to really spoil that, but all in all, the villain of the movie basically gets DNA from Jesus from a bone and puts it onto the cross and does something. I'm not going to say what he does, but it was like, really? Was that like the whole plot of this movie for her to have a certain something? And the way that it ends, I kind of wanted more answers, but at the same time, I was kind of happy with what I got because it could have been a lot worse. I like endings like these when they're done right, but I didn't feel like there was enough closure for the character that we were just on this journey with. Like, I don't really know what happened to her at the end of the movie. I'm like, did she escape? Did she go back? Like, there's. So, if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. But, yeah, that's like the only thing that's kind of bugging me right now. I might look it up and maybe there's something I missed. But she's kind of like in the woods, and then the movie kind of just ends. And then you're like, where does she go from here? So, that was kind of weird. But overall, I really enjoyed this. I do kind of regret it not seeing in the theaters. Might would have, I don't know, it probably would have been better. But overall, sitting at home watching it, I was immersed. Like I said, didn't look at my phone once. I didn't get up once, and it went by really fast. And I'm just surprised that Sydney Sweeney can do some really good dramatic acting when she wants to. I never watched Euphoria, so I have no idea. But that's basically the review, and I'll have another one out for you guys tomorrow. If you've seen Immaculate, let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out.